Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Dawn here. So today I'm with you with these gouache paints that I got in my Scrawler in the Scrawler box this month. So I have taken them out of the packaging. I have put them on my palette here. This is just a disposable palette that I did buy from the Works. So it's just a tear off paper palette and I find it to be very handy. So these are how they come. They're all in little tubes, which is really cool. So the colours that you got was titanium white, portrait pink, cardamom yellow deep hue, alizarin crimson hue, cobalt blue hue, and ivory black. So those are the colours which we did receive. So what I thought I would do, and then this is the gorgeous paintbrush, so I just thought I would do a bit of swatching. So I'm just going to wet a bit of my paper. I've never used gouache before, so it will be interesting to see how it sort of works. So I will let you know what I'm thinking. I mean, the pigment in these paints are lovely, so just with swatching this black is really nice. So I'm going to just do a circle. Now I'm not a painter, so I don't really know much about paints, so I can't really give anyone advice. I just know that I do like to play with them every now and again, so it's nice to see how they work and just the difference between ones. So I've just done a circle and then I'm just going around the edge and dotting like I would with my watercolours, just because I want to see how it spreads within when you put it on a wet surface, and I think that's really pretty actually. So I think these would look really nice to do a galaxy effect. So I'm assuming that, yeah. So they're a mix between an acrylic and a watercolour, which I think is really nice. So the more you put on, the more opaque the colour, which is really nice. So yeah, so really like that. So let's have a look at the colours. If you can hear anything, I do apologise. It is our washing machine. I'm hoping to try and block some noise out very soon. Oh, that is gorgeous. That is lovely colour. My paintbrush just fell apart. So it is a portable paintbrush, so it does fall down, which I think is really cool. Right, let's have a look at this gorgeous blue. This looks like a really nice blue. That's lovely. So like I said, I'm not a professional whatsoever. I haven't really got much knowledge in paints. I would like to learn more about paints, but this is just my opinions and what I'm thinking of the colours, what I think my first sort of reaction to gouache is. Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Really nice. So when I wash my brush off, so I have a dirty water and then I have a clean water. So I always put in, I rinse off in my dirty water and then do my clean water, just so that I'm not contaminating the colours. So that is a really nice skin tone colour. So that's nice. And then white, I don't think we're really going to be able to see white. And I have just, oh, actually, you can't quite see it in the thing, but really nice white. So I think actually that's going to look quite nice just to do splashes with. So that's just a quick swatch of the colours that I have received. So I really like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make some Christmas cards using watercolour, not the watercolour, sorry, the gouache paints. So I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to cut these down to size, ready to stick on some cards, and then once I've done that I will be back and we will paint some baubles and do some doodling or whatever whatever comes to mind. So I'll be back in a minute. Right, okay, so I'm back. So I've got 4 sheets here, which are just 5-inch squares, just so that on my paper I do have a border. So I am going to take 1 sheet. This watercolour paper isn't the best quality at all, but it is what I have in. It is from the Works, but I would recommend the more expensive one. I did buy this just to see, I bought the 2 together just to see what they were like, and I preferred the other one. I think this was £2 and the other one was £3. So, but I do want to use it up, so it seems a waste. I do have a puppy around me, so if I suddenly go off or I stop talking, it's because she's got something that she's not meant to have. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, so I was thinking doing baubles. Now this is not my idea at all. So I've seen quite a lot of channels do this, and I absolutely love them. So I made quite a few last year, but I think it'd be quite nice to try. I think it'd be quite nice to try these paints out and make some Christmas cards all at the same time. I will be back in 1 second. Right, I just managed to get this off the puppy because it is lady for you. She's very, oh, she's into so much chewing at the minute. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just doing some circles of water. So I'm making sure there's plenty of water on. And I'm doing 3, well, they're not quite circles, they're more oval shapes than anything, and they're not precise at all, which I do not mind. Oh, I quite like how rustic they look, so that is fine. So I'm going to start off with the red. Now I am going to add water to this, and then let's see how well it works and how pretty it is. This red is just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going around the edges. So, and it seems to be spreading quite well. Like I said, I'm not using the best quality of watercolour paper, but it is working quite nicely. And I am, like I said, and I'll keep on saying, I'm not an expert. I just like to experiment with different products. I just like to play. I don't sort of follow the rules. Anyone who knows me and has sort of been on like with me from the start will know, and watch my videos will know, that I'm not one for doing what you're meant to do with certain products. So but you know, I am interested. I might actually look into learning more about how to use watercolours and gouache and acrylics, because I think it would be quite nice. So first of all, this paintbrush that we have, as nice as it is quite annoying because it keeps falling apart. So I'm not liking that. I think the bristles on it itself is absolutely gorgeous. I'm just adding in, I think I added a bit too much paint on that, so I'm just adding in some blue. So I quite like that. Add some more water onto that. And then, yeah, I quite like that. So that's what we have. Do I want to add anything else in? No. Right, I'm going to dry this off very quickly, and then once it's dry I will be back. Okay, so that is done. So I'm just going to take my black Sharpie, and then I'm just going to do some doodling. So the first thing that I'm going to do is do a circle around it, but not being precise. So I am just doing doodling on these, just to bring them in together. And then I'm going to put on a nice little cap thing on each one. And then we'll do some string. So I want this to look quite rustic and quite, yeah, just fun. Not sure where I put my ruler, so we'll use this bit of card so to do the string for the baubles. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bow on, yeah, like that. So very, very simple, not doing much at all. As you can see, the last thing that I'm going to do, I want to see how well the white does with splatters. So let's water this down like this, and then I am going to put some splatters on it. Oh, look at that. Like I say, this paintbrush is falling apart. It keeps coming loose, but it is a lovely paintbrush to use. So I want splatters all over, because this paper isn't quite white, so it just looks like snow. Oh, that looks lovely. Okay, right. Wow. How gorgeous is that? So simple as well, very little doodling. I think once the splatters have dried, I think I'm going to doodle a border on. So let's do another one very quickly before I go. But I have to say I'm quite enjoying playing with these paints, so it's quite nice. I think this time I'm going to do one big bauble. So let's do this, and I think I might do a galaxy effect. Now I don't have the best choice of colours for this, I don't think. I'd like to add some pinks in. Well, I suppose I could make pink using the red. Yeah, it's not as bright as I would like it, but we can try it, we can give it a go. So I'm just going to, I am getting annoyed with that brush now, so I am going to swap brushes. We'll bring some of this gorgeous yellow in. And the pigments, I have to admit, the pigments on these paints are amazing. They're so bright and vibrant, and they're just absolutely gorgeous. So all I'm doing is I'm just dotting down a colour. Some of this gorgeous red as well. We want to add in. Really nice. I actually quite like that. I think that looks lovely. Right. Add some of this gorgeous blue in as well. And then we need to just start adding in our black. So let's get some of this black. And as it's drying on my palette, it is actually really easy to reactivate as well. So as in, you just add water onto it and it just activates quite nicely, which is really nice. Now I am just going around all the edge with my black, and then I'm just going to bring this sort of black in. I'm no good at galaxies, as you can tell, so I am sort of winging this as we go. But like I said, I'm experimenting, I'm having a play, and that is what you know, it is all about. Oh, I really like that. Right, I'm going to dry this and then I will be back. Okay, so I'm back. So I'm absolutely loving how that looks. I know it's not the best galaxy in the world, but I still love how it looks. I love those vibrant colours. So what I'm going to do is, we do need to get some more white out because I have used, well, I've mixed it into a pink. So let us put some more white down on our palette. And then I'm going to mix it with some water so that we can do some nice splatters with it. But before I do that, I want to come in again with my pen. So I'm just going to go around, and it's fine if it's not perfect because I like that sort of look. And then at the top we're just going to do our bauble head, and then where is, if I use this card again, we can do this down, and then I'm going to put my bow on. And then before I do my white splatters on this one, I am going to do my border. So I'm just going to roughly go around. But I'm loving these. I mean, how simple are these? And all I'm doing is I'm just experimenting with paints that I've never ever used before, which I think is awesome. I'm trying to think what else I can doodle. I really, really like that. How nice is that? Actually, do you know what? I'm going to write there. Perfect. How lovely is that? Right, okay, let us put some white splashes on there like this, and we'll have it all over. There. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? So that is this card done. Right, let me put that in there. How awesome is that? So what I'll do is we will dry that off in a second. So this one is dry because I dried it when I was drying the other one. Let me just get rid of all these white splatters that are everywhere. I love my fingers. And then let us put a border on this one as well. Oh. All the way around. Like this. And then I'm also going to do the same as what I've done on the other one. So I'm just going to write Merry Christmas. There. Just like that. How lovely is that? Right, so I do have a base here. Let me get some cardstock out. Okay, so I've got this gorgeous red cardstock, so I'm just going to get my trimmer. Oh, move this palette out the way because I want to keep those paints if I can. And I'm going to cut this down, so I'm going to do this at 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches. And this is for the matting of the piece, and I'll do the same for the other one. So 5.5 by 5.5. Let me get rid of that. Okay, so I have my tape runner, so I'm going to add quite a bit of tape to the back of this because we have used watercolours, sorry, not watercolour, gouache. So because we have used quite a bit, it is, this paper honestly is terrible. It's not the best quality at all. Right, okay. See, it's just coming off everywhere. I'm going to have to sort my hands out. Move that a second. So I'm just going to, so it wants to be about, so it's like a 1/4 inch all the way around. So let me get this sticky stuff all over. I love my tape runner, but I have to admit this watercolour paper, it really isn't the best at all. It's quite bad actually when you think of it. Okay, so then we are going to put some tape on the back of this. And just place this onto our card. And again, it wants to be there, about 1/4 inch all the way around. And there's one card. How quick and easy was that? And you know, like I said, I've never ever played with gouache before, but I love it. It is very similar and feels like you're playing with watercolour, except you're getting a completely different sort of what's the word, effect. Right, because this paper is so bad, I'm actually going to put the tape runner onto here instead. So I know that I've got about 1/4 inch all the way around to spare, so because it really is bad, this paper. So, and then we are going to put that on. There is a few of the blobs that are still, yep. Oh, that actually looks really cool. So there, and then do I have another card base? I do. So let us do this. So, get my tape runner again. And put some tape runner down. Go. And then there you have some really quick cards using the gouache paints that I did get in my Scrawler box. So they're actually made by Darla and Aroni, I think that's how you say it, Aroni, and it's Aquafang gouache opaque watercolour. I'm really pleased with them. I love them. I've actually really enjoyed working with them. I am not an expert. I know I keep saying that, but you know, I don't know enough about paints to be able to advise anybody on them. I can only tell you what I think or how I feel about them. How yeah, just whether or not I like them, and I have to admit I really like them, to the point where I think I would like to get a few other colours more. I mean, they only give you the stuff that the artists use within the box, and I will try out actually their watercolour paper as well, but I mean, I love them. I absolutely love them. So I've enjoyed playing with them. Yeah, and I think what I've come up with is actually really nice. I mean, don't they look fab? And they were so easy, so quick. Yeah, very little doodling. I mean, you can put more doodles on if you want. You can put you know, lines across or do anything you want, but I quite like the very basicness of this. I just think it looks so beautiful. So yeah, anyway, I'll stop waffling on now. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hopefully I'll see you very soon in my next video. But until then, happy crafting. Bye.